Yo, what's good, guys? We're back with another video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the last video. You are what you eat. You know, it was kind of like a vlog, but also informational video. You know, just to help people with the basics of changing their lifestyle and stuff. And as you see in the title of this video, just like last video, you are what you eat. Today's video is you define who you are. And what I really wanted to focus on was how we idolize people and how objects sometimes define us, and sometimes how our mistakes define us physically and mentally, and sometimes physically, mentally, and spiritually. Those 6 things are kind of what we're gonna dive in on today. And the first thing that I want to dive in on is objects. As you see in my room, I have a lot of cool things and stuff. If you know me as a person, I have a lot of stuff. I like music, I like anime, I carry a lot of clothes. I'm not really a fashion person, but at the same time I want to look decent and stuff. But like all of these objects, like this wallet, you know, this card, like these medals right here, this phone, this shirt, this chain. I mean, it doesn't define me as a person. And a lot of people get stuff like this mixed up because they think that when they look for validation from other people, they have to have all this cool stuff, all these cool things. But really, if you're really yourself, that's the most cool thing that you could do to yourself and to represent to other people. It's just being yourself. It's basic and simple, but in today's society, it's very sad that we have to seek validation from others when it's not needed. The only validation that you need to seek from is yourself. And this kind of goes to the mentally and spiritually side, because mentally, all this stuff can take a toll on you. Like, you are who you define you. You define who you are. It's a powerful statement, but a lot of people let mistakes define who they are. And the problem with letting mistakes define you is mistakes don't define you, you define the mistakes. You made that mistake, you did that action, you put yourself in that situation, and what you have to notice is you can bounce back from that. There's always a backup plan, and there's always time. Time should always be your backup plan, because nothing lasts forever. And you have to notice that the mistakes that you make, some mistakes aren't even mistakes, they're just lessons that have to be learned. And you have to think back why you made that mistake. Why did you think it was right? Or why did you think it was wrong? Or why were you so iffy about the decision that you made? But it's okay. The mistakes don't define you. You define your mistakes. That's how you grow as a person. That's how you grow the discipline in your brain. You have to learn that about yourself. And what I notice is people should go on like TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and they look at all this stuff and they see that they have relatable people, and it kind of sets them in a mood. Sets them in a sad mood, an angry mood, frustrated mood. But sometimes you just have to put it down. You just have to put the phone down. You have to put everything down. You just really have to talk to yourself and think to yourself like, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna do this. Or right now I have to write about this, and I have to think about why I did it, you know? But why social media is so connected to why you define who you are as a person is because there's so much role models or idols and famous people and just people with huge platforms or that just have a huge energy around them. And as a kid, you know, obviously everybody, they have their favorite superhero, their favorite actor, their favorite crush actor. Like, it's very basic. It's the way of life. But growing up, you have to realize that you can't idolize these people. You can't idolize these people every single day. You can't idolize these people to become who you are as a person. Because remember, these idols and these role models, they're human too. They were just in the same boat as you were. not maybe a few years ago, maybe even a few months ago. And what you have to realize about this is that since they are human and they grew up as a kid just like you, maybe with parents, maybe with no parents, or maybe with just one parent, maybe similar lifestyles to you, you can't become that person because everybody is their own person. And what I realize about this is people get stuck into idolizing someone, and they look into them and defend them so much, and they like know a lot of information about them, but sometimes you get lost in idolizing them because you have dove so deep into somebody else that you forgot your own feelings and emotions, and you forgot to dive in and learn about yourself. And the sad truth is, a lot of people don't realize this until a reality check hits them. Whether it's a friend or an enemy or an opponent, or whether it's yourself, that hits you in your brain, and you need to make a switch like that. It's not a quick and easy process, but it is a process that takes time. Because all this stuff connects to each other to where you have to realize that you have to define who you are. And physically, with actions like joining a sport, having a routine, eating healthy, working out, or maybe you're doing the opposite. That defines who you are. All these things define who you are. You are your own person. You have your own energy. You have your own actions. You have your own mental decisions. Okay? And I just wanted to come on here and say that real quick, because in this world, society is very harsh on people, especially on teenagers and young adults. And I just want to let everybody know that obviously I'm not perfect, but it's okay to not be perfect. It's just moving up 1% every single day, stacking those bricks brick by brick. So hopefully you enjoyed this speech and just this advice or talk, however you take it as. And there is going to be more videos like this, but hopefully you learn something from these videos to change yourself and not just going from one ear right through the other. Let's impact the world. Stay tuned.